Fabulous. Hello, my Blockhead beauties. It's your girl, that Wahlburgers chick, aka DJ Cyberdoll, and this is the day in the life of a Blockhead season 3. And today I have a special guest, which is Zaynee, and she is from Kalamazoo. Say hi.
Hi. Hey, everybody. What's up, Blockhead?
Yeah. All right. So, because season 3 is going to be all about BlockCon, but if your first time on the show, I'm going to bring you back a little bit so that we can kind of get your story before we jump into that, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, awesome. So now, as a child, right? What was your first song that did it for you, that made you fall in love with New Kids on the Block?
It would have to be The Right Stuff. I was
Okay.
15 years old. We were just coming off of like still listening to New Edition, so we knew the same vibe and everything. Me and my sister, we've been at it for years, basically. Uh, the funny thing was, we started listening to them on the radio. They started playing on the radio, our local radio station, which was, I believe, was 103 WKFR, which is still going on. Um, and we're like, this is a cool song. We're like, okay, oh. We're like, okay. So we never seen the video. We just always listened to the song, and we would, back in the day in the 90s, 89, 90, we take that tape recorder, wait for them to after announce it, and then tape it. And
Right?
hopefully they don't talk like during it. And then they're like, okay, we got it, stop.
Oh my God. See, this generation will never know what that was like. We literally had to play like, and then just hold it, hold it. Okay, let it go. And if they talk,
Yes.
like, ah. So I get it. All right. So did you have your room plastered with like posters and stuff like we did back in the day? Girl,
Yes.
describe us your room.
Oh, it was from wall to ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
I used to share, I think up until a certain age, I shared because I have an older sister, I have two older brothers. So we used to share each bedroom, had the bunk beds and everything. And then once my brothers moved downstairs in the basement, and my sister moved in our brother's room. So I had the room to myself, and it was Walt, it was New Kids, Jordan and Joey, like wall, ceiling. And I even, when I got new posters in the magazines, because you know the magazines, they have like the fold out posters that you can
Yeah.
tear off and hang up. I
Mm-hmm.
would rearrange all the posters, and I would literally have Joe up on the ceiling. So when I lay
Um,
down, I could see
yes, you
Joe.
could see 'em, but then how hard was it when they had like two back to back, and then you had to.
Oh, I bought two magazines
Ah!
so I could flip it.
See, I
So one,
couldn't
it'll be
do
one
that.
side and the other the other side.
I couldn't do that. So I would have to make like a little tiny hole with a string so it can just kind of like turn.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
I could
that's
see
cool.
both of them. I'm like, well, or I would just have to switch it out every couple, and then you think I have a new poster and it's not.
Yep.
And did you get to like bedazzle your clothes and stuff like that and write on them and
Um,
everything?
no, we just basically followed their lead as how they dressed.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually I would say probably in my late teens when they were starting to become like really big, and videos and the I had the the what do you call it, the sleeping bag, all that kind of stuff. um we actually kind of dressed like them. So we had the what was it called, it was like the shiny shoes, and and like the just how I had the hat, not really the Joey hat, but kind of like the same. I didn't cut a hole in it or anything, but yeah, we tried to dress up just like them, what are they wearing, and we tried to get as close as possible to what they were wearing.
And did you get like the dolls and stuff like that, the stage and all that?
We got the dolls. I got a Joe, and my sister got a Donnie. We didn't get the whole like the stage. I actually got the New Kids on the Block phone.
Mm-hmm.
I got the watch, which is in one of my senior pictures. I'm like going like this, and you can see the New Kids on Block watch on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the sleeping bag. I got an actual like New Kids on the Block pillow,
Yeah.
which is like up in my storage right now. Um, and what I call is the Bible, the big book.
The book, that giant, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, so I had the soft cover of the book, and
Okay.
our library, where originally am from, is Battle Creek, Michigan. Our library had the hardcover, which had more pages. And let's just say I borrowed it and never returned it.
Oh, you are bad.
It had more pages. I'm like, I wasn't gonna go back to a library. So
I'm not either. I'm just saying.
I'm like,
I get it.
it's the Bible. It's like I think the photographer was like Lynn Graham or something. I
I
can't remember.
can't remember either.
But yeah, the pictures. So I didn't have like a lot of collectibles, like people have the bed sheets and all that kind of stuff. I didn't have a lot of collectibles.
Right.
My most thing was just the pictures, the magazine photos and everything all over my wall, the posters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, oh my God, I think I remember back then for my birthday, someone got me you remember they had the giant card? Like it was New Kids on the Block and it was a giant card. And I
Yes.
was like, woo, what is
Yeah.
I loved it. And then McDonald's, when they had like the promotion girl, how many
Oh
posters did
gosh.
you buy to get them posters?
I don't even remember the McDonald's one.
No. Oh,
No.
girl. All right. Yeah, I still have it. I'll show you later.
Ooh.
But oh my God, yeah. And so, okay, so we had the dolls and all of that. Were you excited as a kid to wake up on Saturday morning and watch the cartoon?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
So you got
And
mhm.
I loved it. I loved it. It was funny. It was a little bit cheesy. You know, the voice, I was hoping that they would voice their characters, but I mean, they were busy touring and everything, so they couldn't do all that at once. I could understand. But yeah, I would get up every Saturday morning. I'm like, you get that black cartoon.
Hmm. Yeah, see, but I would watch that and be like, something is off. Like that's not what they sound like. We didn't know any better. So then now I want to know. So did you ever get to see them in concert as a kid?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever get to see them in concert as
Yes. Um, yes. So it was me, my sister, and three of our friends, and we each like a new kid. So I like Joey, my sister liked Donnie. We had a friend named Mindy that liked Danny. We had a friend named Star that liked John, and we had a friend named Sky that liked Jordan. So my dad would drive us to these concerts. Like we actually, the first concert we went to was in Ionia, Michigan. It was at the Ionia Free Fair,
hmm
and I mean, tickets back then were like what, $25
Yeah.
to see them. So me and my sister, we told our parents. My sister was driving. I wasn't driving at the time. We told our parents like, "Hey, we're gonna go to the mall." So we drove in a 80 something Chevette that was kind of toe up. And we drove all the way to Ionia just to find the free fair and then came back. We didn't tell our parents until years later, saying, like, remember that time we said we were going to go to the mall in the white Chevette? And she's like, my mom's like, yeah. I said, we didn't. We went to Ionia. She's like, oh, something could have happened. I was like, we were fine. We just need to know where the concert was. But
Damn.
yeah, we went to the concerts. Anytime they came to Michigan, whether it be Detroit. I don't remember them ever coming to Grand Rapids back in the day, but it was mostly Detroit shows. Like Ionia was the only other one, but they will always come to Detroit.
Mhm.
Um, and then not until um, later on, after they reunited, that they came finally start coming to Grand Rapids. So
Okay. And so now moving forward a little bit, right? So I believe maybe you might have been a teenager or so in 94 when they broke up. How did that affect you?
Whoa. So our last concert we saw was in '94. It was in Detroit. It was at Royal Oak. I remember this. I remember standing in line. And I actually remember like there was like a brick wall or something, but it was like we could see over it and we could see kind of behind Royal Oak. Could have swore, and I'm pretty sure I did. We're standing in line. It's kind of raining, whatever. And I look over and I see Joe pop out, and and I looked over and he's just like looking, and I'm like, all I could say was hi, and he popped, and everybody started screaming, and he popped back in.
Mhm.
But when they broke up, oh gosh, I don't know. I can't. It it was devastating. It was devastating. It was like, where you guys, but I can kind of understand at that point when you've been so famous, you're everywhere, your face is everywhere. You can't, walk down the street without being harassed or, anything.
Right.
So, and it was kind of time. They also like split from Maurice. They wanted to do their own thing. Face the Music, um, I guess wasn't really a big seller, not like Hanging Tough or Step by Step.
Mm.
Um, and I really love Face the Music. I
Me
I
too.
love that album. That album was slamming, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was devastating when they broke up, and I just was like had
Yeah.
to find another outlet.
Right, right. But then there was like this show, I can't remember the name of it, that was trying to get them back together for a one night only show.
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't happen.
Yeah.
No. But in the 90s though, you had both Jordan and Joey released solo albums.
Mm-hmm.
Danny did too. And then so when you did you get to see them solo?
I did not.
No.
I did not get to see Joe Solo. I wanted to. He even came. I saw a back. Actually, recently I saw a back of a girl's shirt that she was selling, and it was 1999. His solo tour, and he actually came to Allegan, Michigan. Allegan is like really small, and
Mm.
so I was like, oh my god, I could have went to Allegan, but I got his albums. I got Jordan's first album, but I didn't get his other ones,
Mhm.
and just was playing it, all of Joe's albums and stuff, and
Mhm.
yeah.
It's all
So
good. It's all good. So do you remember now? Oh my goodness. I'm getting like goosebumps. Do you remember where you was in 2008 when you heard that the guys were reuniting and did you believe it?
I didn't believe it at first. I was like, oh yeah, that's good. They tried it, it couldn't succeed and everything. But when it was on Good Morning America, I was like, they are here and they've grown. You know,
Like really
it's like, yeah,
grown.
you're kind of used to the face of music, but look and everything, and here they are. And I was like, and John's there, because John had left
Yeah.
prior to them breaking up. So I was excited. I was like, oh my God, I still, had those feelings and everything, but it was just kind of like, is this it? I kind of thought, is this really gonna happen? Like, yeah, they released an album, which I didn't really listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the first concert I actually went to after they got back together was in 2010. I went by myself, and I didn't know anything from the Block album. I didn't know any songs, and I felt like a bad fan.
Oh,
I was like, because everyone else was like singing along to like click, click, da da da, and I was like, okay, these songs are cool, but I don't know the words to it. And I was by myself, and I was like, okay, went to Detroit by myself. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then they played, because Lady Gaga was on the album with them.
yeah.
They played her Just Dance, Just Dance. That one I knew. I was like, okay, why they play it, And Danny was even singing along, saying Just Dance, to be okay. I was like, okay. But I didn't realize till later on that Lady Gaga was on the album. I'm like, oh, that's why they played it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They actually did a lot of collaborations on
Mm-hmm.
that album, and I remember that tour because the night that I saw them with her there, it was the same night that her first album dropped. So I was
Oh,
like, I don't know who this woman is, but she's cool and I like her. She's weird and I love weird. So I'm all
yes.
about it. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's Lady Gaga.
Like Gaga.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So then in between the time that they got back together and now, were you able to not only go to some concerts, but did you go on the cruise or anything like that?
I did not. I did not get a chance to go on any cruise or actually any concert. I was upset because at one point in time they came to Grand Rapids, which was a little closer. I mean, when they were doing like the NKOT BSB,
Mm-hmm.
and then I guess there was other tours and stuff. I didn't really get a chance to go to any of the concerts. So I would say the last concert I went to was the 2010 in Detroit, and then all the way up to 2022
Mm-hmm.
was after that in Grand Rapids. So in between that, I'm just like getting their albums and everything. Didn't really
Catching
have
up.
the money. Yeah, I
You
would
play.
love to. Yeah, I would love to go on a cruise, but yeah, I'm gonna have to work really hard in
Girl,
order.
if you can get there because it's worth it and it's gonna be the time of your life. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, definitely.
All right. So now the first ever New Kids on the Block convention, BLOCKCON. They mentioned it. We all went crazy. Our pockets started screaming. Our bills was like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell us about that experience for you.
Well, I I at the point was not going to go to BlockCon. I just I was still paying for the concert last year. I was paying for New York trip to see Joe at Carnegie. And I was just like, I was on the Facebook group, the BlockCon 2023, just seeing everybody, trying to get their groups together and everything. And at one point in time, like getting close to it, I just posted on that Facebook group and I just basically said a conversation between me and my wallet. And I said, looking up, I was just gonna go to Rosemont and just walk around and see all the blockheads. I was just gonna like chill there, whatever. But then my wallet was like, no, you're still paying on Grand Rapids. You're still paying on New York. You can't do that. And of course, me like, and I would say that later on that day or the next day, I get a message from Renee. I'm trying not to cry. And she says, hang on a minute. She's for those that don't know Renee, she's part of the Party Girls on the Block. Whoop, whoop. Uh, and she says, I got something for you. And I'm like, okay. And she sends me a link. And I said, what is this? She's like, your BlockCon ticket. You're going. I was like, tell me you're kidding. And she's like, no, we want you to go. We love you. We want you to go. You're going. This was gifted from another Blockhead to you. I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like,
Yeah.
holy crap, I got to get a hotel. I got to,
Mm.
everything. It just like came together. I was just like, I mean, so many thank yous. And I actually, the last day of BlockCon, I actually found the person who gifted me the ticket, sent her a message thanking her so much. Like, without her, this couldn't be possible. I was just like, I'm not sure how. And I sent her some pictures. And she was like, you are so welcome. And she was
Mhm.
like, I just, couldn't go because of something happening. And she's like, I just wanted to be able to gift that. And then it just basically like exploded where it was like, some people couldn't really sell their tickets. So they're like, I'm just going to gift it to someone who wants to go. And
Yeah.
I was like, I was floored.
Well, that's one of the things that I love about this fandom and that I love to showcase on the show, right? Highlight this because it's we're a community of fans, yeah, but it's always been more than that. We are family, and a lot of people won't understand that, when we was younger, we would get made fun of just for liking the guys. I know I got bullied and stuff because,
Oh yeah.
I'm from the hood. I'm not supposed to be liking no white boys, you know what I mean? But I did, and they were all over my wall, and I
Mm-hmm.
loved them. And so in my adult years, I have learned that this fandom has become so much more, and that now new kids are like the icing on the cake, you know? But every
Mm-hmm.
but we all going out. Like I never traveled, got on a plane, a boat, anything until I started following new kids. You hear me? So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's because of these guys that we have met. You and I probably would have never met had it not been
Yeah.
for them, right?
Exactly.
Right. And
Exactly.
so miracles work because we follow the words that Donnie tells us, our captain: spread love and love will spread. And that's how
Yes.
he was able to go. And I absolutely love that story. So now, from your point of view, tell us everything about BlockCon, because now you got the ticket. So now you're there. So tell us everything.
So I drove there. It was only like 2.5 hours for me. Drove there, stayed at the Hyatt, and basically, like as I'm driving in, I'm seeing all the people walking to the Rosemont, and I had to roll down my window and go Blockheads, and they're like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, and just like, okay, check-in time to the hotel is not till 3. It's okay, hour behind me. So I'm like, let me park. I'm gonna go walk over to the Rosemont so I can actually get checked in. I mean, just to see the sign saying "Welcome Blockheads" and their picture and seeing everything, and I actually stood in the wrong line at first because I thought it was registration, but it was actually the merchandise line. I kind of had to ask. I was like, and one older gentleman, he was like, I don't know, I'm just here just to buy stuff for people. I was like, okay. It kind of sounded like my dad. Um, so I finally went into the registration line, and just walking into the Rosemont was incredible. Like the boxes
Oh my
with
God,
their names
right?
on it. The one that got me was the microphones.
The
And I
mic.
was like, I said, I'm by myself. I don't care. I'm going to take a picture with the microphone. Um, Registration was cool, going in and getting everything scanned, and getting your lanyard and getting your wristband. And I have never been to any type of Comic Con. My brother, my eldest brother, he is the king of Comic Cons. Anywhere he would go, at Novi, Chicago, wherever, Indiana, he'll go to a Comic Con.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I had to ask him, like, what are panels? And he was just kind of like, he showed me some pictures. I said, is that when they're on the stage and you get to ask them questions? Like, yeah. Their panels, of course, for Comic Con was a lot different for our
Yeah.
panels, but I love the panels. The panels were amazing. And the history,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing, I knew about the two Please Don't Go Girl videos.
Yeah.
But when they talked about the first one, like, Danny's just talking to her, I just grab her luggage, throw it in the car. Here comes Joe. Oh, but yeah, just and then going upstairs because Rafif, I finally saw Rafif out there, and she told me like you got to go upstairs, you got to take pictures upstairs, all the stuff that they wore through all the concerts and the cruises and stuff. I was like, whoa, they must have dug. I saw Donnie's Instagram when he went through all his storage and
Mm-hmm.
pulled out all his stuff.
Yeah.
Just all those memories was
Their
like,
sneaker game is crazy.
yeah. Okay, my husband cannot tell me that I have too many shoes because he needs to see that picture of all them shoes that they wore. And
Mhm.
most of them were like Adidas. I think that's like Donnie's signature line or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my
But
God. I mean, I absolutely also really, really enjoyed the confetti booth.
I saw that be wheeled in, and I thought it was for, I don't know. I don't know if I thought it was for like a VIP or something. So I didn't really get into that. I didn't know what that was. I saw the confetti in there and I'm like, what is that? It's like a blow. And I saw the like, but then I saw afterwards that people would step in and all this confetti would thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All over it. And so when you saw the boxes, because that was the one thing that got me real excited, I was like, Oh my God, they actually have the same box they came in when we bought them, and we get to take pictures as them. That was exciting, but then they actually came out and took pictures in their boxes.
Yeah, and I missed that. That was probably during our break, wasn't it? When we went, was
Yeah.
it when we okay, yeah, me and Stephanie, we went out to Caddyshack to eat,
Mm.
and then I'm seeing pictures of people being with them in the box. I'm like, but that's okay, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, well, now you know. You get ready for next one. And then,
Yes,
well, how was it? How cool was it that we had this guy?
I gotta get him.
Oh my God,
He
right?
is so cute.
I know, but he was walking around. He was walking
He was
around.
wrong. I didn't get it, and I was so mad I didn't get a picture with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, for him being like, I love mascots. I sing national anthem for baseball games and hockey games, and I have our hockey guy Slappy. I love mascots. I got to get the Growlers one, but I am going to order the Blockhead because he is so cute. He's
Oh
so
my
cute.
God, I know, right? Oh my God. Oh my God, I love him. I love him. And then of course, so you love the panels and you love everything that you saw at the con. Tell us about your feelings on the concert and prom.
Okay, concert. Whew. When they pulled all those songs out, I
Mhm.
was just like, and I saw, I actually saw where they were standing on because because I was like kind of a few rows behind the middle open section.
Yeah.
And I was like, looking at that, I saw a big one and then I saw a little one. I was like, oh, they're going to come out and stand on these things. I was like, yeah.
Mhm.
Concert was amazing. Oh my gosh. It was actually the best New Kids concert I've ever went to
Mhm.
because it was just like them coming out into the audience and just standing up on the things. I didn't get a chance when Joe kind of came through our aisle. Didn't get a chance to touch him, but I did get to fist bump Jordan, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Um,
That's so
um, I kind of felt bad for Donnie because all the rest of them were up in the middle, and he was trying to get down to go to the middle, but everybody was around him. Selfie, 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 selfie. I felt bad. I kind of wanted to be like, okay, people, Danny's got to go. He's singing. He got to go. But
yeah.
he finally made his way through and everything. Um,
It was
love their outfits.
yeah, Jordan was in rare form too, right? Like
Jordan, yes, I was so proud of Jordan. I
mhm.
was so proud of him because he was just all about it. And then prom, I kind of wish there were more places to sit because my feet were barking. But
Mhm.
um, and I kind of wish that people would kind of like pay more attention to what saying put your phones down, especially for Joe. Joe wanted to go. He wanted to feel the vibe of the audience, and that was scary in itself.
Yeah.
But and at one point Joe was actually coming up near me and I did kind of take a little picture, but it was kind of blurry and he was coming my way. I said, you know what, I put my phone down. I was like, this is the one time he's like here,
Mhm.
right here. And
Mhm.
so he comes up to me and we're like, yeah, doing that together. And then he moves through. I was like, I got to dance with Joe. I got
Yeah.
to dance with Joe.
That was your date. That was your date.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Actually, the picture that I took with Danny, I looked pretty good.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
saw that. I was like, this was my date.
I was like, so, am I having a little Danny fans or something like that? Because we look good.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, we
did. I
look
saw
good
that
together.
picture. Mhm. Mhm.
I was like, okay. Yeah, at that time, I saw that he had moved towards the snack bar just to get better light, and he had a line. And then I was in the middle, feet were hurting. I said, I gotta walk around. So I kind of walked around, walked to the other side, walked back around, just all the dresses and everything. And I saw his line was short. I was like, why not? So I came up, got my camera ready, took the picture. I was like, thank you. And then went back.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is amazing. And so were you able to have a good time? Were you able to enjoy that show?
Yes, I
Like I know,
enjoyed the show.
yeah.
Um, and I had to kind of sit for a little bit because, standing up for a long time, especially when they were singing slow songs and stuff.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, the show was amazing. I'm like, I don't know how they can top that.
Yeah, well, they'll figure it out,
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
So then, what was the planning process for like your prom dress and stuff like that?
So I had two choices. One I had because I was also in a group that we were supposed to do the Thriller dance, but he never played Thriller, and we had it. We had it down. We were good,
Yeah,
and so hopefully we can kind of make like a together video. So each of us in our own places will do, and they put the clips together. I still got to message them, try to figure that out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was trying to decide between, I had the long jersey dress, which had a slit on either side. And I was definitely not going to wear like fancy shoes or anything like that because I knew my feet were going to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to wear my Chucks.
Mm-hmm.
And then another dress I wore to one of my friend's wedding. And so I had to have Blockheads decide for me. So I
Oh, okay.
posted
So you
on
put it
there.
up there.
I
Mhm.
said A or B, and a lot of people voted for the jersey dress. They're like, if you can move in that and everything. So I actually ran into a few blockheads that said, I'm so glad you chose this dress. That's the one I voted for. And I was like, oh, that's so cool.
That is awesome. Yeah, that too, right? We can get everybody's opinion and figure this
Mm-hmm.
out, right? I
Oh,
love
yeah.
it. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, and so now the next day or the last day was the baseball game. Tell us about that.
So I ended up, I took a lift. I wasn't going to walk because my feet were still barking.
Yeah, I feel you, girl.
and and got there. And I was like, I never got a picture with Jennifer, hand camp, Hannah camp, something like that. And so I sent her a Facebook, like called her on Facebook, and I said, "Where are you at?" She was like, "Oh, I'm right here." And I looked at this where she was at the sign. And I looked over there. She was right there. I was like, "Hey, we're here." So she finally took a selfie with her because I was like, "We're like, well, we'll get it at prom. We'll get it at the concert. We never saw each other."
Mm-hmm.
So going there, I'm just kind of wondering, like, okay, we're at a baseball field. Are they going to play baseball? They're going to have activities. What's going to happen? How are they going to get this picture together?
Right.
So it was a little hot, but I'm actually used to it because I went to Detroit for the Tigers game, and the sun was beaming on us. So I was used to that. I was like, okay, people I was sitting with, they got us some water and some stuff, and met another blockhead. She loves White Sox games. I got her Instagram. Another blockhead got her Instagram. So, you
Okay.
know, she's actually the White Sox fan. I think she's coming to Detroit. I think it was last weekend or something. They were playing against the Tigers were playing against the White Sox. So it was really cool. And the game, I was like, of course, I was rooting for the Canadian tacos. I
Oh,
was
what?
rooting.
No,
I
I
lo-
was rooting for the swingers.
I was every time a swinger was up, I was like, strike him out, Joey. and
And he's
he
so
would
competitive. You saw
he
that, right?
yes
Oh my God.
yes
Every chance he got, he was like, all right, hold on, hold on. What's the score? Yeah,
yep
right? Oh my God.
yep. And that catch where he just like ran and caught and everything. The one thing I did love was when Donnie was coming up the bat and he danced with the catcher. That was beautiful. I loved it. Despacito, da, 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 da,
Mhm.
da. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And
Yeah.
I want the gray jersey. I'm waiting for the gray jersey to come out.
Oh, you gonna get that one?
I want to get that one.
Ah, all right, whatever.
I do like the black jersey too, because
Yeah,
black is slimming. But yeah,
I'm
I
getting
got to represent the Canadian tacos. Oh, Canada.
well, I gotta go with the swingers because my man was on that team. So
Okay, of course,
so
yeah.
whatever, we could agree to disagree. Nah, it's all good. It's all love. It's all love. But I mean, it was so much fun to watch that too because they also had blockheads there, and the blockheads were like, playing with them and interacting, and it was
Yes,
amazing. Your man sang the anthem. It was really, really awesome. And then so after that, you kind of felt bummed out because you knew, well, that was the end of it, and we're gonna go home unless you was able to know about the party and you came. So did you know about the party and did you come?
Yes. I made sure to stay from Friday to Monday. And a good thing because it was Memorial Day. I had that Monday off. I'm like, I'm staying for the after party because went to the after party for Carnegie. It was on point. And of course, DJ Cyberdoll was DJing. So of course I was gonna go to this party and seeing Law and party girls on the block. Amazing job, amazing. Started to tear up when you were doing the angels, the Blockhead angels. I was like, I can't. I was kind of far away. I didn't want to see but I'm going to end up seeing it on YouTube and crying. I didn't want to come up because I would have been like, oh my god. And then oh gosh, I'm gonna cry now. Aww. For everyone to like get together and help Colleen out because I don't really know Colleen, but from what I hear, she's an amazing person. And for everyone to just donate and the look on her face when Rafif said the total, I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god, when she got the John hoodie, woo.
I cannot. No other fandom would ever do this. Yeah. You know, Swifties, whatever they're called, they would not do this. This is a one of a kind fandom. That family. Yeah. That will do anything to help each other out, and I love that. I absolutely, positively love that. And after party was on point.
Yeah, thank you. No, we did work really, really hard because we wanted to make sure that we live by the words that our captain told us. And I try to hold myself at high standards whenever I'm out there, even if I'm on my own. And they're like, well, what would Donnie do? Okay. So then, yep. Right. And then that's where this comes in. So I'm going to say what I say on every show. I am not affiliated with New Kids Wahlburgers or any of that. However, if they were to see this video, what is your message to the guys?
Oh, if they were to see this, I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the beginning, from starting Donnie. Thank you so much for getting your peeps together. Even though at first it didn't work out with Jamie or with Mark, but Joe coming in, you guys are truly amazing. I love how you love our fans, your fans. I love how you love us, actually, and keep doing what you're doing. Like, keep entertaining, enjoy life. You know, your families are amazing too for going through this with you, because I know how hard it is to like not see, you know, your wife, your husband, your kids, you know, because of long touring and everything. I have that feeling is like, you know, all you have is that phone or the Zoom or the Skype, and it's not the same with being there. And I want to thank their families, you know, Jenny, Barrett, Jordan's wife, I can't remember. Evelyn, sorry. Harley, you know, and then the Knight family, the Wahlberg family, the McIntyre family, the Wood family. Thank you all thank the mothers and the fathers for blessing us with these 5 guys. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on the show. I absolutely love your story. I'm hoping that you get on the cruise so that we can do another episode and you'll talk about that and everything else. Okay. Now, for the rest of you, you already know, hit up your girl so you can come on this show and then you can share your stories too. Until next time, stay safe, stay humble, and as always, what girl, do it with me, stay
fabulous.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Fabulous.